On this episode, I'll be covering what we know and you need to know about a great new looking IP for the Nintendo Switch, Astral Chain. Astral Chain is an action title being developed by Platinum Games, who have a long history of fantastic games under their belt with notoriously over-the-top, fast-paced combat mechanics such as Bayonetta 2 and Nier Automata, with the newest project being no different. The game takes place on an artificial island known as the Ark, a massive cyberpunk city in the near future. The Ark was created after the Earth was struck by a meteorite, resulting in dimensional gates appearing and the world becoming polluted with red matter, rendering the Earth inhospitable, with the Ark allowing the survivors a refuge to live in peace for a period of time. This didn't last long, however, as one day disaster strikes the Ark and the dimensional gates begin appearing again, allowing alien creatures called Chimera to invade and attack. To combat this new threat, the Ark police sets up a special task force called Neuron. This is where you come in. The character you play as is a rookie officer in this special task force. Initially, when you begin playing, you'll be prompted to choose between a male or female character, with the one you don't choose being your twin and partner. You'll also be able to customize their appearance. The customization options are relatively light, so you won't be tweaking the minute details of their facial structure, but you will be able to change aspects like their hairstyle, skin tone, eye colour and clothing, as well as give them a name. You and your partner won't be saving the world alone, as you'll be accompanied by mankind's last hope, legions. Legions are special living weapons that are tethered to each individual user by a chain called an Astral Chain, and were originally Chimera before being captured and used for good. There are 5 types in total: sword, arrow, beast, arm and axe. All of these have different appearances, abilities and varying attacks. For example, the beast type can be ridden to move quickly in combat, while the axe type can shield from attacks. You'll be able to make use of each legion's strengths effortlessly by switching them on the fly. What makes the combat system so interesting and different from most action games is what Platinum are calling the synergetic action system that allows both the main character and a legion to engage in combat at the same time. While your legion will move and attack on its own, you'll also be able to direct it if you wish to. So you could, depending on the situation, have you and your legion attack a singular enemy, coordinating and chaining your attacks together, have it target and attack a different enemy to yourself, or simply send it into combat alone, where you distance yourself and back it up with items. Don't take your legion for granted though, as you can only summon them for a certain period of time, so make the most of it and position strategically, as managing to attack an enemy from behind deals far more damage. The chain that binds you and your legion together can also be used in some interesting ways, from wrapping up an enemy to temporarily immobilize them, to helping you cross gaps in the environment or activate switches. In the case of the latter 2 examples, this could be compared to the environmental puzzles you might find in a Zelda title. Your legion will also be of great use in another big way: investigations. Thanks to their help and a device called Iris that essentially gives you Batman-esque detective vision, you'll be able to replay the events of a crime scene and find clues to help work out what happened. To do this, you'll need to investigate clues in the environment, talk to and eavesdrop on others to piece it all together correctly. With only certain people that have a legion being able to see the red matter pollution, you'll need to help clean it up, not to mention attempt to uncover the secrets that lie in the astral plane, the alternate dimension from which the Chimera come from. When you aren't ripping apart enemies or solving crimes, in between missions you'll spend your time at the Neuron headquarters, which acts as a hub area. Here you'll be able to talk to NPCs, train, change your and your legion's appearance, as well as buy goods. While Astral Chain isn't an open world title, it's not nearly as linear as, say, Bayonetta 2, being described as falling somewhere in between that and the large open areas of Nier Automata, with plenty of secret areas to explore. Once you have completed certain objectives or missions, you'll obtain a rank based on things like time and pulling off various feats or moves. If you don't get a score you want, you can replay any chapter in order to better it. With the combat system placing you in control of 2 characters and the Switch being so heavily focused on the ease of playing with friends locally, it should come as no surprise that co-op is a feature, working just as you'd expect. Both players wield one Joy-Con each, one controlling the main character and the other a legion. You'd be forgiven for assuming this makes the game easier, but Platinum's director has expressed it is actually harder due to the synchronization needed to pull off various combos. Despite the surprisingly harder difficulty, he compared it to the co-op in Mario Galaxy, saying it was fun to play with a friend beside you as you attempt to coordinate together. There's not much longer to wait before the game drops, as it releases later this month on the 30th exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. Based off of Digital Foundry's findings, it runs at a dynamic resolution when docked, estimated at sitting just short of 1080p most of the time and 900p. Although they didn't get the chance to try it in a handheld to judge the resolution difference in that mode, they did say it runs at a steady 30 FPS, which falls short of the 60 FPS of many other Platinum titles, but that's somewhat understandable considering the limitations of the Switch. That said, a steady or locked 30 FPS shouldn't hamper the experience too much. With the game made by such a beloved studio, Astral Chain may already be an instant buy for you, but to further add to the excitement, there are some talented people in particular aiding its development. The first being that the character designer is Masakazu Kasura, the artist behind such manga as Zetman, Video Girl Eye, and Wingman. Personally supervising the project is Hideki Kamiya, who was the creator of Bayonetta, with the director Takehisa Tora, who was the lead game designer for Nier Automata. So with all that in mind, it appears Astral Chain is in great hands. This could be one of the studio's best and most interesting releases to date. That's it for today. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for a notification each time a video goes live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.